back.
All right, so September haul for 2000 and yeah, September haul. I thought it was October for a second, but no, all my October stuff got delayed. Which, by the way, if you don't see any videos from me in November this month, it's because all my stuff got delayed. I'll try to think of something, but yeah, it's September haul for 2021. Got a couple of things. Let's go over them. All right, so first off, let's start with the two figures on the table here. So continuing off of Good Smiles Type Moon Racing line, we got Nero. Now, if you watch me unbox Saber Lily a few merch haul videos ago, then you pretty much already know what to expect with this one. Overall quality is pretty much the same. You can expect from Good Smile, fantastic, right? Body sculpt is tight, good hair detail. Paint job's great. Base is pretty much the same as well. And overall aesthetic is pretty much the same, right? Except with Nero's color scheme is black, red, and gold, while Arturia's or Saber Lily's was orange, white, and black. Both of the bases actually somewhat do go together, right? Now, maybe they don't like match up perfectly, but if you put them side by side, they actually do look pretty nice. Nero's box is pretty much the same as Saber Lily's box, except for it's red and black instead of orange and black. I don't remember exactly how much this was, but here's the price. Alright, so over here we have Arturia Rider Alter's Final Ascension figure by Amakuni. Now, this was originally actually a garage kit made by Grizzly, I forget the circle name, but yeah, they made it as a garage kit, and then Amakuni decided to pick it up, which is fantastic. And the end result, I do have to say, I am overall happy with this. This was one of my most anticipated figures, and of course it didn't really meet 100% of my expectations, but overall I have to say it's pretty good. There's a couple of slight, like, minor issues I have with it. Number one, I feel like the hair could have been slightly more detailed, like her front bangs especially, because if you take a look at Nero, and you take a look at Amakuni's Arturia right here, the hair detail is staggeringly different, right? So she kind of almost gives off like a prize figure look to me. Maybe that's just me. Second thing is the paint transfers. Now, if you don't have your figure yet, and you ordered this one, thank God I'm telling you this now, but if you do already have your figure, you probably end up in the same position that I did. Anyways, I didn't actually know this thing had paint transfer issues. So the way the coat goes on top of the figure is literally it just rests on tops of her shoulders, right? There's no pegs or anything, which is a problem because this creates contact between her shoulder skin and the coat. And the paint on the coat can easily rub off on her skin, which creates some like black spots on her shoulders, which is pretty terrible. So if you do not have your figure yet, be careful of the paint transfers when you do get it, okay? For me, it's not really that big of a deal because I'm going to be displaying her with the coat anyways, because I think she just looks more badass that way. Obviously, it does cover the black spots that it's touching, but if you ever wanted to display her without the coat, that's going to be an issue. I don't know if this would technically work or how good it would look. Maybe try finding something like really thin to put between the coat and her shoulder, maybe like a piece of tissue paper or something, I don't know. That way it just doesn't make contact, but yeah. I feel like her weapons are a little bit too flimsy. For example, the gun. It's in her hand right now. So I put the gun in first, and while I was putting the sword in, the gun fell from her hand height right here, fell onto the desk, and one of the support beams just like broke off. I don't even know exactly what these things are called. I'll put the weird here. I think this is what they're called. But yeah, one of these broke off. I mean, nothing a little glue won't fix, but it was a little bit fragile there. Second, the sword doesn't fit in her hand properly. Like her right hand has a little bit of a hole so that you can put the top hilt of the sword in. Does not fit snug. It always falls out. So I ended up having to use like a little bit of sticky tack on the back of the sword just to make sure it gets stuck in there. And of course, Amakuni's box I think is fantastic. They did a great job on the box, I think. I mean, it's just a simple photo, copy and pasted all around with different angles with a blue hue, but it looks fantastic in my opinion. Great job on the box, Amakuni. I do like the look overall, like the pose, you know, with the gun and the sword, but it's got a couple of little issues there that might make you not want to pick it up, so just be aware of that. Alright, so those are the two figures. Next up, we picked up some Noodle Stoppers from from Slime. So if you don't know what Noodle Stoppers are, they are essentially used to stop your heat from escaping from your instant cup ramen, right? I bought two since he had two facial expressions, one really relaxed and then the other one really angry. It's a little bit hard to see them because he's pretty much made out of glass. Bought these just for like display props, but there is one big issue with that is the fact that he has a little bit of slime coming out from his backside, which makes it impossible to just lay down on a flat table. See? Kind of sucks, so you have to legitimately just place them on the edge, and it kind of sucks that way, because, yeah. Anyways, next up we have is the Tetris Good Smile made a Tetris Nendroid. No, Nendroid of Texas from Arknights. This is one of the last remaining Nendroids I have on my pre-order list. I think that my last one is Mostimo, and she comes out next month, I think, so Yeah, I absolutely love Tetris. She's one of my favorite characters from Arknights. She does come with a couple of stuff, so obviously you get Tetris. Tetris herself, right? You got a Pocky, some hands, 2 swords, and a box. So yeah, overall, pretty cute Android. Oh yeah, by the way, hopefully you guys have been blessed on your Calcit or your ex-wife and your Scotty rolls. For me, I got Calcit like 3 times before I got my first Scotty. It was pretty terrible. I got enough coins to almost buy her out of the shop. It was pretty bad. I think that was my worst summon session in Arknights ever. Alright, so this is something I've been waiting for pretty much 10 years now. Over 10 years, actually. Well, some people have been waiting over 10 years for. And it is the Tsukihime remake. A Piece of Glass Moon. This is like essentially part 1 because they haven't made the Far Side routes yet. So whenever they make the next installment for Tsukihime, that'll be coming. But yeah, the Tsukihime remake, I believe this was originally announced back in 2008, and Type Moon wanted to, you know, redo the visual novel, remake the sprite art and everything. And it's been in like development limbo for that long. So legitimately, if you told me back in 2019 that I'd be holding a copy of the Tsukihime remake in 2021, I would have bet my whole figure collection that you were wrong. Now you might be wondering, I should have got this like last month. And you'd be right. But I didn't actually pre-order this thing when it first came out. I added it to cart on AmiAmi, and I guess I didn't really go through checkout properly because when I went to go check out my August orders back in August, I didn't have this ordered. And I was kind of panicking a little bit because I was like, holy crap, if I don't get this, I'm gonna die. So I ended up missing it, and I only got it now thanks to today's sponsor, Buyee. I'm killing it with these segues. Now, I've talked about Buyee a ton on this channel already, and you guys are probably actually tired of me talking about it. But essentially, for anyone not in the know, they are a service that allows you to buy from Japanese websites that don't ship outside of Japan. So I looked up for this copy on Yahoo Auctions, and I ordered it via Buyee. I'll leave a link down below in the description so you can sign up for the account if you don't have one yet. But yeah, it opens up like your standard typical visual novel. Nice. Inside, you get the Tsukihime Material Book 1. Type Moon likes their material books. I actually haven't opened this because the plastic wrap is just so tightly slipped on that I just don't feel the need to. So you get that. You obviously get the game itself, which is pretty sick, right? The disc. That's nice. You get a little cardboard cutout of the moon on the inside of the back of the box. You get the lines of death. So that's pretty sick. I just love the way visual novels open up. Of course, this is actually for PS4 and not PC, which is unfortunate. With that, we got some bonus stuff as well. So let me just grab the bonus stuff right here. I got a little cloth poster of Arcade. I think I might have the perfect spot for this thing. Then we got a tapestry. Also pretty sick. Alright, so continuing on with the Tsukihime stuff, we got Melty Blood, Type Lumina, the latest game in the Melty Blood fighting game franchise. Now, I'm not really that big on fighting games because I feel like you have to dedicate too much time to actually get good at it. Like, if I were to slip this in my PS4 right now and go online, I'd probably get my ass handed to me without even being able to land a hit. So, I mean, I've played Melty Blood games before, but only for like, you know, a couple of hours before I like stop playing. Legitimately only got this for collection's sake. Plus, if I buy all of this stuff, this just means Tsukihime is gonna get more merch in the future, right? Because Arcwade's getting a figure by Alter finally. Holy crap. Been waiting for a new Arcwade figure forever. So it opens up like a visual novel pretty much. On the left side, you get the game. Cool. On the right side, you get the soundtrack, which is pretty kick-ass because Melty Blood's got some kick-ass tracks. And then you get the Melty Blood Archives, which I'm going to assume, since it has all the Melty Blood previous games on the back, it probably just has some character model illustrations and stuff. Not gonna open it, but that's there. But yeah, I'm glad Melty Blood got a new game. Tsukihime remake came out. This just means more Tsukihime stuff for me to buy in the future. Oh yeah, speaking of, I also got a poster of that too, which is pretty much just the main cover art for the game, but I think it's pretty sick. Nice smooth plastic, so it's not made out of paper, which I can appreciate. Although that does make it so that it has really bad glare in lighting, but that's okay. Last up, this is probably my most like anticipated game for this year. Kuro no Kaseki. You guys know me, I'm a big fan of the Kaseki series, or the Trail series as some of you guys know it, and this is the latest iteration, released in Japan about a month ago. The latest Trails game in the West is called CF4, and that released last year. And then the next one that we're going to be getting is Hajimaru no Kaseki, or Trails into Reverie. That's not going to be coming out to the West until 2023, so you're not going to be getting this game, Kuro, until 2024 at the latest, which is quite insane when you actually think about it. The only reason why you have to wait from Cold Steel 4 to the next game for 3 years is because they're bringing over the Crossbell games, which are games that haven't ever been localized, and they're finally bringing those over, which is great for the fans who haven't played that game yet. But it really sucks for the people who have already gone out of the way to get the games and apply the fan translation patches to them so they can play it. So we're just gonna have to wait, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Now, I actually recently finished my playthrough of Hajimaru no Kiseki, or Trails into Reverie. I bought the Asia port on Steam, which contains Japanese, Korean, and Chinese languages. No English, and you might be wondering how the heck did I play it? Well, it's because a group of highly dedicated fans called the Zeofield team made a translation spreadsheet for the game so you can play the game, go through the main story, and enjoy what it has to offer. You might be thinking that's a little bit of a janky way to play because you're going to be looking at a spreadsheet on one monitor and the game on the next one, and looking back and forth. But they actually made an overlay program so that you can actually layer the spreadsheet on top of the game so you can basically play it as if you're playing with English subtitles. Now, to do this, they do have a tutorial up on their website if you really want to check it out, but essentially you're either going to have a capture card or a decent internet connection, or just buy the game on Steam, which means you're going to have a decent PC. But the overall experience was pretty fantastic in my eyes. So if you really want to play the game like me and you just want to get through the main story, I'd highly recommend just buying the game on Steam and just playing with the spreadsheet. It was fantastic. Of course, there's a couple of caveats to playing this way. First, it's a very linear experience, right? You can't really talk to every single NPC because they don't have translations for every NPC, and you kind of have to follow the spreadsheet in order, right? So if it says talk to this NPC first, you talk to that NPC before talking to the other one. I mean, you can talk out of order, but then you're gonna have to jump around the spreadsheet, which makes the experience less seamless. Second thing is equipment management, right? Items obviously aren't gonna be translated, so it's a little bit hard keeping up to date with what kind of items you have and what characters and which ones are the really good items and which ones are the bad items. Of course, they actually have a combat overlay within the overlay program that you can really look up quartz and stuff, but a little bit of a hassle, but I'm glad it's there. The only other slight downside I could probably think of is the delay between text boxes, right? So in game, let's say there's a cutscene and the text box doesn't show up right away. When you're playing with a spreadsheet and you click A to forward the text, the next text box immediately pops up on the spreadsheet overlay, but in game, the text box hasn't showed up yet. So you'll know what a character says even before they say it, which kind of sucks. I think they could add delays to text boxes in the game, but obviously that just creates a whole new workload. So, but aside from that, it was a pretty damn good experience. Rambled a little bit too long there. Hopefully you guys didn't mind, but let's get into the box. All right, so this is the Kuro no Kaseki Spriggan Edition. I love the box design. I'm pretty sure this is based off of the combat ornament that the characters are going to use in-game. The cover just slides off like this, and of course you see the Master Quartz and the Quartz and everything. Pretty sick. This character right here, I believe, is the AI that the main character is going to be having as pretty much like a partner. So you got 4 things inside. You just slide them out like that. So first up, you get the game with the main cast of characters on it. I don't know all of their names. I think the main character is named Van. Top female lead is Agnes, I believe. I don't remember the blue-haired girl's name or the old dude. By the way, we finally get an old dude in the main cast. That's pretty cool. Van looks actually pretty cool though. I can't wait to get to know his character. Oh, on the backside, you got a picture of him just laying down with a book on his face. That's pretty cool. The Zeofield team, by the way, is actually making a translation spreadsheet for Kuro as well, which is fantastic. Holy crap, you guys deserve all the love in the world. Thank you for that. Next up, you got the soundtrack as well. The mini soundtrack, I should say, because it only has like 8 tracks, I think, based off the back cover. And you get like 2 little like books. So this is a character data file Arkwright Solutions Office. And it pretty much just has the character models of all the characters that you're going to be meeting in game. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then this book, I believe this just shows, a world map. You see Erebonia and Crossbell on the left. And various cities that we're going to be visiting in-game, I assume. This looks like a very modern place. Calvard looking to be pretty sick. Oh, you also get the orbment system. It's actually a cell phone. For some reason, I thought it was a book. But yeah, it's a cell phone. I honestly, that makes sense. You get vehicles, modern-day cars, pretty sick. Characters, dope. So yeah, that is pretty much the Spriggan Edition. I'm super excited for this because the game's running on Falcom's new engine, some additions to the combat, new adventure into another part of Zemuria, Calvard. But yeah, that is pretty much it for all of the merch stuff for September 2021. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. All my October stuff ended up getting delayed, so I have no idea when I'm another video out. You might not see me till December, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.